Hi everyone, my name is Ion-Dănuț LIXANDRU. I'm a PhD student at the Bucharest University of Economic Studies, and today I'll show you my presentation about the importance of mission and vision statement of the Romanian University in the Knowledge Society. As a content, I will present the actual context of the Romanian universities, the importance of the mission and vision statement for universities, and in the final section I made a quantitative analysis of the mission and vision of Romanian universities. In Romania, according to the website of Ministry of Education, higher education institutions are divided into four categories: civil state higher education institution, military state higher education institution, accredited private higher education institution, and private higher education institution authorized to operate provisionally. According to the same source, their number is 101 accredited universities. The existence of a large number of universities in itself gives rise to fierce competition and, of course, requires a strategic approach from several perspectives. Throughout the development of society, education has played a beneficial and fundamental role in this process, and today, in the context of the knowledge society, it is becoming an element without which progress cannot take place. It is in this circumstance that the following question may arise. Do educational institutions, universities, use the current provision or tools of society in order to develop it? Or does the change offered by the internet help increase competition? Or maybe do customers use these tools in a beneficial way? Starting from this question, in the body of the article, I delimited the changes produced by the information society on the information process in making the decision purchase a university product, of course. More specifically, it is verified whether the internet plays an important role in the purchasing decision through information offered to customers. A simple description of the mission statement is given by Gurley et al., who see it as a reason for the organization existence, a goal that is set out to achieve, and highlight the fact that in order to write it, it is necessary to answer the question why. The same authors attribute the definition of the organization vision to the future it declares. Taking into account, therefore, what the aforementioned author said, we can think that the mission and vision of the organization is closely related to the needs of the organization as well as those of customers. If, when declaring the mission, the organization has to consider its own resources that help it to achieve its goal, in the case of declaring the vision, it will also have to examine the possible evolution of customers. In the case of university, the contribution of the mission and vision statement is quite difficult to determine. But observationally, it is easy to understand that they can identify the university with the principle of its customers. As we can see, Tankovic in 2030, analyzing the mission and vision of several organizations, conclude that each of them has common points, or rather a core, which is based on the following elements. For mission, central elements in organization are product and services, customers, business processes, organizational culture and quality, and additional value. For vision, central elements in organization are position on the internal market, excellence, improvement or development, position on the foreign market, products and services, and organizational culture and quality. Starting from this meaning, as we can see in this figure, we can highlight the idea that the role of mission and vision transcend the barrier of declaration itself and reaches an invaluable value in terms of profit and satisfaction, the most important variables for organization and customers. The purpose of this research, of my research, is to observe the presence of information on the mission and vision of universities in the online environment, and also to measure the importance of such information for their future customer and beyond. The research is based on the use of quantitative data. The method of sampling them is a mixed one. Both direct data were collected from respondents and indirect, using as a tool to extract Google Trend and direct observation of university sites. I started the research in parallel with another research which had as a time coordinate a period of 3 weeks. The first series questionnaire is being applied in a period of 2 weeks between 9 and 20 December 2019. And the second series during a week 24-28 February 2020, in which I addressed a questionnaire with 19 questions addressed to students who have already completed the act of purchase, from which I extract the relevant to this research. At the same time, the period in which I extract the secondary data from the university's websites and social network, as well as other websites, is between January 25-29, 2021. And in order to analyze the research data, I use the SPSS statistic program as well as a way to directly observe the data. The sample size was determined exhaustively using narrowly, given the research resources, the number of respondents given by the formula shown on the slide. In order to fulfill the first objective of the research, I resorted to direct observation on the subject. Therefore, I analyzed each website of all universities in Romania. From all 101 universities, 47.52% of them do not have the mission statement and vision publicly exposed. 14.59% of them state their mission and vision on their own website, and 11.88% have the mission and vision statement in a different document, which is quite difficult to find from the point of view of the site users, of course, or they focus only one of the two statements. According to the result, one can accept the hypothesis that most universities in Romania provide sufficient information on the mission and vision statement. The second objective purpose to measure the degree of information in the online environment for university customer and the hypothesis offer suggests that most respondents prefer to extract their information through this method. Consistent with the result analyzed, as we can see in this table, 84.1% of respondents say that they prefer to get information online, while the remaining 15.9% choose other means. Therefore, the above hypothesis can be accepted. According to the website foricu.org, the top universities in Romania, both in terms of online searches and quality and their quality, are presented as we can see in this table. And of the 10 universities in this table, 6 have the mission and vision statement published on their website. 2 of them did not mention this, and the other 2 presented in a more difficult way to user to find. So it is easy to accept the hypothesis that most universities expose this information. The fourth objective of the research highlights the number of consumers who interact with the university in the online environment using the social network in which they are present. Of course, they are young, as we can see in the number 1 figure. At the same time, information that is easy to notice is related to the number of posts or announcements that universities use to inform their customers. If the measurement in the case of social network Facebook is difficult, the facility differs in the case of Instagram, where according to image number 1, I distinguish the importance of an increased number of notifications. And also, for the fourth research objective, I decide to correlate the number of searches in the browser most often used by internet user with the place that university occupy in terms of followers on social networks. Within the Facebook social network, the first 5 universities, as we can see in image number 1, are the University of Bucharest, Alexandru Ioan University of Iași, Spiru Haret University, and Babeș-Bolyai University of Cluj. Using the tool provided by Google Trends, I obtain a small turnaround, and as we can see in this image number 2, the ranking is different in searches in the Google browser. Here Spiru Haret ranked first with an average of 14 possible searches out of 100 possible, followed by Babeș-Bolyai University, then University of Bucharest, and the last 2 places being equal with 7 searches out of 100, Alexandru Ioan University and West University from Timișoara. In the same way, I decide to analyze the other social network, Instagram, in correlation with the number of searches in the Google browser. And as we can see in image 3, the ranking is as follows. Polytechnic University of Bucharest, University of Bucharest, Technical University of Cluj-Napoca, Alexandru Ioan Cuza University, and finally the University of Medicine and Pharmacy of Târgu Mureș, ranking different from what the social network shows. Taking into account the 2 analyses previously performed, I can refute the hypothesis according to which the most followed university on social network receive the same importance when searching on websites. To achieve the ultimate research goal, I conducted with the help of SPSS a cross-tab analysis with which I measure the probability among university customers, students who choose very late to go a particular college, and those who choose early. There is a statistical significant difference when using or not using the internet as a primary source of information. According to the information from this table, there is a low and negative intensity link between the 2 variables mentioned above. As phi coefficient shows us, is minus 0.003, which means that there is a statistical significant difference between the 2 variables, and therefore the alternative hypothesis can be assumed that, as we assume in the case of research hypothesis, students who make quick purchasing decision use the internet to a greater extent for information, as can be seen in this figure. Consistent with the purpose of the research in the article, as well as the result of the research, I deduce the idea that information in the current environment in which university operate, either physically or online, is extremely necessary to be present with absolutely all the tools they provide in order to obtain not only recognition but also involvement from customer in the process of creating satisfaction. It goes without saying that the internet plays a key role in the work of any organization. In the case of university, which have a target audience, the current generation, who master the tools that the internet offer and suffer a major influence from it, is definitely a need without which this organization cannot survive. The first objective of the research showed that not all universities in Romania have a strategic approach, as the theory teaches us, and even if they probably state the mission and vision in a personal document, they do not make them available for their customer, and that it can have a negative effect, as we have noticed in the case of the searches in the internet browser, or even in the case of social network. At the same time, another objective of the research show that from the top of the best ranked university in Romania, 8 of them have information about their mission and vision publicly exposed, which means that they concern for correlating customer expectation with the activity and own expectation, of course, and that is an important strategic element. It is difficult to measure whether this is an extremely important factor, but the competitive environment teaches us that sometimes it is good to act like leaders in order to fight them. Also, from the research result, we saw that the type of impulsive buyers who make the decision in a hurry largely use information through the internet, and if all categories of buyers they are their majority, it is absolutely necessary to provide information where they can get more easy on them. Well, summarizing the aspect of the article, I can conclude by nothing in addition to clear the idea that of the need to present of mission and vision statement. It is necessary to have someone to show this information, and to reach those customers, we must fight using the most handy tools, both for us and for them. That being said, this was my presentation. Thank you for your attention.